And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video we've actually got some huge transfer news for you with regards to a potential incoming and a potential outgoing. Of course, we'll discuss that later on into today's video. I know it's been a very quiet January transfer window for Rangers. When we were sort of promised that there was going to be some players coming in through the door, yes, there is still quite a while to go in terms of 11 days of the transfer window left remaining, and things will happen, believe me, but the first sort of 19 days so far has been very quiet, but that could be about to change as we have got a bit of transfer news with regards to one incoming and one outgoing. But first, Barry Ferguson, by his own admission, is a hard man to please. The former Rangers captain insists there are plenty of people he came across in life who are easily forgettable. Philippe Clement is not one of them, no. The Rangers manager spoke to the ex-Ibrox and Scotland midfielder at a dinner during the club's winter break trip to Spain last week, and the pundit says the Belgian has left a lasting impression. This is what he had to say in his daily record column. There are some people in life you meet 1 minute and instantly forget about them the next, and there are others who leave a lasting impression. It's hard to put into words, they just have the aura about them, and in my experience, these people don't come around all that often. But let's just say I caught up with one of them the other day. It was over at the Rangers training camp in Spain last week, and I had the pleasure of bumping into Philippe Clement at the team hotel after dinner last Saturday night. It was my first time I've had the chance to introduce myself to the manager since his appointment, and I'm certainly not going to go into any detail about what was discussed over those 20 minutes or so. It was a good chat about football and life in Scotland in general, but what I will say is I walked away from that conversation with a smile on my face because it confirmed to me what I had already suspected by just watching on from afar. Trust me when I say it, this guy really gets what Rangers are all about, and I can't think of no bigger compliment to pay him. He's a straight-talking man who doesn't use big words or any fancy dance phrases. He's just a down-to-earth football man who understands what it means to be in charge of this club and the demands that come in with the job. Most of all, he realizes that the key to life as the Rangers manager is to be a winner. I'll be honest here, I'm not easily impressed, but I'll walk away thinking to myself, that's one impressive individual. This guy really does get what it's all about. I've also met more than a few managers in my time, some good, some not so much. So I know a proper one when I see one. He fully understands the club, the demands and the expectations, and I was left really with a good feeling my old club is in good hands. Time will tell, he's only just come into the door and there's a lot of hard work still to do. He knows he needs another couple of signings before the transfer window shuts, and he realises that's easier said than done at this time of year. It may take a bit of wheeling and dealing in the last few days of the market. So Barry Ferguson spoke very highly of Philippe Clement. I don't think any surprises there. I think before he was actually appointed Philippe Clement, a lot of people were going Philippe who? No one really knew too much about him. I was one of them as well, and I wasn't really too sure what he was all about. However, since coming in through the door, he has left a lasting impression on myself as well. I think he's been absolutely fantastic. The way he talks, and we've had some Muppets in and around the Rangers dressing room over the years. Not Steven Gerrard, not Gio Van Bronckhorst, but Mick Beale, Pedro Canacia, Graham Murty, these sorts of characters. So yeah, I mean, he's a fantastic manager, and I do expect him to go on and lift the title and lift many trophies as the Rangers manager. But January transfer window, this is a very important phase for us if we do want to try and get title number 56 come the end of the campaign. Now, I know we have been linked to a fair few players this January transfer window, and to be fair, they've always kind of been rubbish, and nothing's really emerged from them. However, it does look as though, yes, you're about to get excited again, as a striker has been linked to the football club. This man goes by the name of Alexander Lind. He is 22. He plays for Silkeborg and is Danish. You've probably heard about the name on your social media feeds, but is a player that Rangers are tracking at this moment in time. As I said, he's 22 years old and has had a good start to this season. So far, 16 appearances, 12 starts, 10 goals. 0.95 goals per 90. That's nearly a goal a game. 34% conversion rate, 3 big chances missed, 2 assists, 1.14 goal contributions per 90 and 0.95 chances created per 90. Considering he's averaging 59 minutes a game, those are brilliant numbers for a striker. He is strong, he's powerful, and has a decent burst of pace. His movement within the box and finishing ability are his two main assets, both things Rangers are currently lacking in that department. He has a good feet within the box and always sets himself before getting a shot away. He's not a ball carrier and everything isn't always aesthetically pleasing, but he's a finisher and a brilliant one at that, something that Rangers currently lack at this moment in time. One weird disclaimer though, thanks to the Rangers Journal for digging that one up. But one thing maybe that would go amiss, yes, he has a fear of flying. I've never heard of this one. I mean, I know everyone kind of can get a bit anxious with going on planes, but his fear of flying is actually quite bad and quite worrying. I mean, this has led him to pulling out of the Denmark under-21 side previously and might be worth consideration when it comes to playing in Europe. Of course, Rangers do a lot of travelling domestically, fine, but, competing in the Europa League, Champions League, with where we want to be, and we've got European games next year, having a fear of flying could be a bit of a problem. Again, that's what the Rangers Journal saying. That comes from other sources as well. So, thanks to them for that deep dive onto the player, but a player that Rangers are heavily linked to. And it just goes to show a striker is in the offing. One thing I would say, it does look like an impressive player, yes. But one thing I'm missing, I don't think we are really a team that like Lawrence Shankland. I know we are all sort of drumming it. I know ex-players are drumming it, but it just seems as though we aren't going to be going in for that kind of player. And this is the sort of profile of a player, Alexander Lind, that Philippe Clement is kind of looking for. Now, I would take it. I trust the manager to pick out his signings. But yeah, this one looks like an interesting one, and let's see. I'll keep you up to date with any more with regards to it. But reports are stating Rangers are heavily interested and have sent scouts out to watch the player so far this season. Now, with regards to outgoings, now this one isn't going to come as a surprise. Ridvan Yilmaz, it's been a well-documented story for much of the transfer window, but reports have stated that Ridvan himself has now reportedly told Rangers that he wants to leave the club. Of course, he is attracting interest from various teams this month, including Hellas Verona and Galatasaray. But as I said, it is said now that Yilmaz has his heart set on a move back to Turkey, which suggests a deal could be pushed through this month. This is to, of course, try and get on the plane to Germany for the Euro 2024 tournament. And as I said, Turkish transfer expert Osman Sener claims the player has made it clear to Philippe Clement that he wishes to leave Glasgow, so in order to try and get some more regular game time. So one to watch as well. I know I said for many times, and Clement has not sort of rubbished the reports, he will leave this January, but the reports are stating that he has had official conversations with the club and wants to leave. So one to watch as we go into the latter stages of the January transfer window. But that's all I've got for you today, Rangers fans. Do let me know your thoughts on Alexander Lind. Is he a player that you would like to see signed for the football club? And let me know your thoughts on Ridvan Yilmaz's imminent departure. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Remember, we do have Rangers t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or going to rfcclothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Push.